Now, many of you will know that one of the things that we've been seeing in South Africa is that a lot of the Afrikaners that are saying or talking about the genocide that is happening, they've been living, I think this week we read that the second of the Afrikaners who are living from South Africa to the United States of America have landed. And some of the people, I mean, last week we saw, or 2 weeks back, we saw some of the Afrikaners living in South Africa selling their houses, selling their assets, which I suppose it's to those that are buying here in South Africa, it's a good thing because you get to get at least some nice deals, because people, they know that they have to sell before they go, so they end up being under pressure. And for those that are buying properties of these people living, then they are buying them, I'm quite certain, at a discounted price, because they know they are ready to go right now. Something very interesting that happened recently is, of course, you will know that our president, together with his delegates or his team, went to the US and presented the side of the story, which of course all came down to the fact that, look, Donald Trump was told lies about what is happening in South Africa, which is something that was not good, right? And this finding that the US president never really did his own due diligence, it was quite also embarrassing to see that some of the pictures that they were even using during that meeting were pictures of some other African country and not our country, which is something that, of course, we don't want to dwell much on that. Now, the reason for today's video is that apparently those that are living thinking that there is greener pastures in the US, which I suppose there is, they are not realizing the potential that lies within South Africa, because according to a billionaire, Paul Harris, he sends out a very strong message to South Africans who are living to the US, right? And he said South Africa, of course, it's a country where it has succumbed to so many things, but he has been surviving. And it's got some potential in terms of businesses, in terms of opportunities. Because you know very well that South Africa is still a developing country, and developing simply means that there are opportunities. As the countries continue developing, there are opportunities for business, there are opportunities for employment, which could which are usually there as the countries is developing. And therefore those that are living, in a nutshell, the billionaire is saying that, look, not to say that things are going to be bad where they are going, but also there are opportunities that are still going to come right here in our country, which is something that is always good, as this reminds us that, look, business people are still very confident in the, of course, South Africa's economy recovery and the South Africa's business as a whole, right? Which simply means that, look, South Africa, those that are investing into South Africa, there is still massive or tons and tons of opportunities here in South Africa. I was very, very excited this other time. I was watching an Instagram videos, like I've got some people that I follow on Instagram that are talking, or that usually talk about investing, right, as a whole globally. And this guy that I also follow a lot talks about investing into Africa, and Africa, he also mentioned South Africa to be specific, and he said the market, or the combined Africa market, or GDP, is expected to seriously boom, and therefore there are opportunities in Africa. I mean, if I remember very well, there's a guy on Instagram who usually goes around and asks people what do they do for a living, and what is their advice, or where are they investing their money, or what is the biggest opportunity right now of investing money, or where if one is to invest money, they will reap good returns. And this guy, not in one video, or not one guy, not two guys, couple of guys are saying, look, there are massive opportunities in Africa, and Africa, it is indeed having some good opportunities, as also it's been confirmed by this Mr. Harris, the billionaire, who is behind some of South Africa's most successful businesses, like Rand Merchant Bank, First Rand, and is helping also other companies flourish, which is something that is very good, and it makes his point to be valid, because it's a businessman who has done so well. Based on this article coming from Business Tech, they say he is a billionaire, right? So this guy who is a billionaire sees massive opportunities here in South Africa, and he said, look, those that are really living in South Africa thinking that it won't do that well, they have to think again, because this country, there is still more good things that are still going to come out of this country, which is why investing in South Africa, it's also not a very bad decision at all. So I liked what I see. I liked, honestly, this article, because one of the things that honestly you and me can agree is that the market is evolving. Companies like Google, companies like Microsoft, they've been injecting billions of rands into South Africa, growing infrastructure for cloud computing, because why? They see the massive potential that is in South Africa. There are other companies, yes, there might be some. I read an article today, but it was just a headline of saying some international companies are leaving. But can I tell you something? In as much as some are leaving, some will be coming, and there are some like Google and Microsoft that are investing more, or billions, or want to invest more billions into South Africa, because they see the massive potential that lies here in South Africa, which is something that is so great. I mean, South Africa, it is like an entry point to the sub-Saharan Africa, and it makes our country to be very important and critical to penetrate the African continent market, which is something that is very good. And one thing that is very rich in Africa, you will know that Africa is rich in minerals, which is why the foreign countries outside of Africa, they like Africa, or they want to invest into Africa because of the minerals we have. If you remember very well, when president of our country, Ramaphosa, started their negotiations, our president clearly stated that, look, we have got minerals, we'll continue giving you rare earth minerals, which speaks volumes about the confidence that we have in our minerals. Africa is rich in minerals, not just South Africa. And this, ladies and gents, will forever create an opportunity for investments in Africa. Foreign countries will always come to Africa because we've got the minerals, we've got precious metals, which is what is needed to grow the world's economy, which makes Africa a very good, strong partner to the world as a whole, or the very strong, of course, continent that everyone all over the world should be also be focusing into investing into this continent, including our very own South Africa. So yeah, man, I just thought I'd give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Take me some time to make these videos, and all I ask from you is to give it a thumbs up, like, share. I'll see you on the next one, my dear friends, and God bless you all.